As we wrap up 2023 to get into 2024, I was wondering which African artist has had the biggest breakout year up until this point. From the likes of King Muddy, who has really stepped into her element this year, Luan Dlunkulu, who has become a darling to South Africans since 2021 and dropped her debut album this year, to Bloody Civilian, who is a triple threat. I mean, a producer, songwriter, and singer. Wow. Wemoto Black, who has seen probably the best calendar year any rapper from Nigeria has seen in terms of numbers, and that's saying something because I also think continentally and internationally he has had the biggest rap year I've seen, even after Blacko did amazing for Ghana with Kwaku the Traveler in 2022. Be that as it may, my research on this topic led me to two phenomenal artists, Libianca from Cameroun and Tyla from South Africa. Why not put everything on the table and see who has had the bigger year between the two? Buckle up, this is the no BS version. Let's start with some background information. Libianca's real name is Libianca Fonji, and she's aged 22, born in 2001. Tyla's real name is Tyla Sito, and she's 21, turning 22 in January. They're pretty much the same age. And interestingly, both artists use their first official government name as their artist name. They both have one international breakout song each, which is People for Libianca and Water for Tyla. And Libianca's genre is considered R&B, and then Tyla's is considered pop, although in the grand scheme of things, many claim them under the Afrobeats umbrella. Libianca competed on The Voice USA, which led her to getting a record deal with 5K Records, who she's been with ever since. Tyla had her first breakout single in late 2020 after releasing it in 2019, which led her to getting a deal with Epic Records around May 2021. Let's get into an analytics comparison between the two artists before we look at their awards and other accolades, which show how much vibrancy they both had in 2023. Let's start with the fan base, size, and distribution. Libianca's fan base size is 2.9 million, and Tyla's fan base size is 10.9 million, and that's across all social and music platforms. Within the fan base, looking at the yearly growth for each artist, on Spotify, Libianca has had a growth of 355,000 followers, and Tyla has had 306,000 followers. On YouTube, Libianca has had a growth of 911,000 subscribers, while Tyla has had 658,000 subscribers. On Instagram, Libianca has had a growth of 418,000 followers, and Tyla has had 2.4 million. On Facebook, Libianca has had 112,000 follower gain, and Tyla has had 8,300. On Deezer, Libianca has had 12,400 more followers added this year, and Tyla has had 5,900 followers. And then on Twitter, although there's no comparison for Tyla there, I know her artist handle is available, but it's just not on this platform. And Libianca has had 2,800 follower increase in that time. On SoundCloud, Libianca has had 5,700 followers in yearly growth, and then Tyla has had 7.6 thousand followers. And then on TikTok, which I expected this because Tyla, before she was actually a successful musician, she was a huge TikTok star in South Africa. Anyway, yearly growth for Libianca, 730,000 followers on TikTok. And then for Tyla, 4.8 million followers on TikTok. When looking at yearly engagement on the exact same platforms, there's only one difference here. Libianca also takes SoundCloud this time around, together with the other categories, which is Twitter, Shazam's, YouTube, and Spotify. And then Tyla takes Instagram and TikTok. A quick comparison of the most viewed YouTube video all time on each of these artists' YouTube platforms. No surprises here. Libianca with People at 234 million plays. That's the current one right now. And Tyla with 76 million plays on YouTube for Water. Let's look at the top countries that listen to each artist. Who is the hometown hero? Top 5 countries for Libianca: USA, India, Indonesia, Great Britain, and Nigeria. On the other hand, for Tyla, the top countries are number 1, South Africa, number 2, USA, number 3, the Philippines, number 4, Australia, number 5, the UK. The hometown hero goes to Tyla, who has 26.18% of her listenership from South Africa, and then Libianca's number 1 country is the US with 22.03%. Although technically, since Libianca is Cameroonian American, most of her listeners are from her home country, which is the US, and she was born there. So, but still, Tyla has got a higher proportion of listeners from her home country anyway. But interestingly, no Cameroun in this top 5 of Libianca's listeners, which is, I don't know. Cameroun, what's happening? Why aren't you supporting Libianca more? You should be on this list for sure. But hey, South Africa showed up and supported their girl Tyla. A quick look at the gender distribution for listenership. Libianca has 69% of her listeners being female and 31% being male. On the other hand, Tyla has 57% of her listeners being female and 43% being male. Before we get into awards and accolades, let's look at airplay performance. In the last 3 months, Libianca has had 143.1 thousand spins on radio, and Tyla has had 103.3 thousand. How many stations are playing their music? On Libianca's side, 1,100 stations, and on Tyla's side, 1,400 stations. How many countries are playing the songs? 100 countries for Libianca and 95 countries for Tyla. So in terms of airplay performance, Libianca takes 2 categories, Tyla takes 1, so overall this one goes to Libianca. I just thought this would be a really cool graphic to show, just to share the career trajectory for both artists. And as you can see with the graphs there, ever since Libianca released People around, I think it was December 6th, 2022, her career just steadily rose and rose and rose and rose, and it really kept a steady trajectory for a while up until about July this year, 2023, and then has since started to taper off a little bit. As you look at Tyla's, there wasn't much movement in her career from December last year right through to June, July this year. But August, when Water was released, just look at how steep that curve is. And wow, if that isn't a sign of mega stardom, I don't know what is. As we wrap up this comparison for the biggest newcomer or breakout artist of 2023 on the African front, let's look at some of the awards and accolades just around the music in the last year for both of them. Both artists have featured on Colors, Libianca with the song Ja, and then Tyla with the song On and On. Tyla has been nominated for Best African Music Performance category at the Grammys, and Libianca does not have a Grammy nomination yet. Libianca has won Best New International Act 2023 at the BET Awards. Tyla doesn't have a nomination or a win at the BET Awards. Libianca was nominated for Best Afrobeats 2023 at the MTV VMAs, and Tyla has no nomination or win on that front. In terms of the biggest song streams and just looking at Spotify for both artists, Libianca's People is at 526 million streams on Spotify, and it was released December 6th, 2022. Tyla's biggest song, Water, has 253 million streams on Spotify, and it was released on July 28, 2023. In terms of other notable accolades to mention, Libianca is the most Shazammed Cameroonian artist ever, and the first Cameroonian to enter the US Afrobeats chart. On the other hand, Tyla is the first South African solo singer to enter the US Billboard Hot 100 chart and the first South African artist to break 10 million Spotify monthly listeners. Woof! These two artists have had a mammoth 2023 and have done so well for themselves, and being so young. You know, Libianca 22 and Tyla 21. Man, I don't even know. That is highly impressive, and it's an endorsement of African music, where it's going, and where it is right now is a brilliant place when looking at even at other artists like Rema, who's done amazing with Calm Down, and there are many more. So the question is, who is the biggest newcomer? Who is the breakout artist of 2023 between Libianca and Tyla? For me, it has to be Libianca. What she has done, and also not just for herself, for Cameroun, it's huge, and her song is everywhere. Not forgetting the BET Award win, and also being nominated for the MTV MAs, which is huge. Tyla, on the other hand, with the Grammy nomination, hey, how big could you get? Imagine if she wins it. I also came across something super interesting about Libianca's music. Now, let's take away her latest EP, Walk Away, which I think she released like a week ago or something like that. So it's only been a week. Let's take that away. Libianca's songs, all of them that she's released, save for one, since 2019, save for one, all of them have done more than 1 million streams on Spotify. And the one that hasn't done 1 million streams is only about 21,000 streams away from making 1 million. And this is also not counting the Colors performance songs for both artists. So what Libianca has done there is super impressive in my opinion. Anyway, the data is in front of us. Who is your breakout artist of 2023? Who's your best newcomer between Libianca and Tyla? Or do you have someone else? Let me know in the comments below, and let's have a healthy discussion around this. Like the video and subscribe to the channel, and do share the video with a friend, family member, co-worker, or your Sunday Boozers League teammate, whatever the case may be. Otherwise, that's it for me. My name is MJ Wemoto, son of Zimbabwe, signing out. Peace. Day and day.